Hello and welcome to Chocolate Covered Games. This is our crowdfunding segment for July 2022. For this month, I've come up with 3 crowdfunding things. They're not all games, only one of them is a game.
Okay.
But I guess I'll start us off first. And I'll start off with the only game of the 3 that I have on my list, and that's Aquamarina. Aquamarine. It has funded. It ends July 31st.
Okay.
It was $5 to back.
All right.
These are the same people that made Voyage. I believe it's called Postmark Games, if I remember correctly. The reason I backed this is they're a company that really stood with adding on to their games. Like in Voyage, they started a Discord, and you can submit your ideas for voyages. And what they'll do is they have people playtest them, because then there's a different section on the Discord that say, these rules and map have been approved. You can download the rules and maps that we approve of, that have been tested. And now you can go to the ones that were submitted, download any of the submitted ones if you want to. But I like to look at the ones that they've approved of that say, these rules work, this map works. So, for their first campaign, you paid $5 and you got the base game Voyage. But with them, letting people make their own off the stuff, I believe it's up to 7 different versions of Voyages now. So, that's less than $1 a game. So I have a good feeling that this will happen with this one as well. Because they've already had a segment put in their Discord just for this game that hasn't opened yet, that they said they will open once the game funds today. That section will open and then people can, start tinkering around, making their own rules and messing with the maps. So, they're a company that I think is doing pretty well for stuff like that.
Okay. So my first project here is off Kickstarter.
Okay.
And it's called Copperdale.
Okay.
It's by Small Box Games. This is $4 for the game. It's a half sheet, print where you want, flip and write game.
Okay.
So actually you use a standard deck of cards. It's a solo game, and it's a flip and write.
Yeah. So
you're building up a town. So solo play, 10 to 12 minutes. So for the $4, you get the 4-color half sheet PDF. You get a black and white PDF. You get the JPEG for use on tablets and sites like Sketch.
Okay.
And any other additional skins, boards, variant rules that Copperdale will have. And so you just, like I said, you use a standard deck of cards, and you're trying to improve the city from learning occupations to expanding the city borders, unlocking medals at the end of the 12 months, which is the 12 turns. There's no winning or losing. You're trying to get as many medals as you can.
Okay.
And I think it looks interesting for $4. And it ends on August 4th.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to look at the calendar.
My next entry for crowdfunding ends August 1st, and this is No Rule Bar Blood on the Clock Tower.
Okay.
It is not the actual game, you're not getting the game Blood on the Clock Tower, which is a really popular Kickstarter that's just being delivered now, or was delivered this past month. This is a YouTube channel called No Rules Barred.
Okay.
And they play the game, Blood on the Clock Tower. Now, they've been playing them through Zoom calls for the past year and a half due to the pandemic and whatnot. But they've played like 2 in-person games where they've rented out like a studio, they've made it thematic, and it's like a little show.
Yeah.
And that's what this Kickstarter was to do more of those live studio ones where they can pay, Teamsters to build sets and do more of that. And I think this will help the board gaming community a lot, like what Geek and Sundry's tabletop did with Will Wheaton, where games would get the Wheaton bump because people do enjoy watching people play games because you're like, I don't know if I like this game. And then, you watch people play it and have fun, and you're like, oh, okay, I get what this game's about, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're just doing live in person Blood on the Clock Tower games.
Okay.
Which, people are raving about to be the next big werewolf game because, it adds different mechanics and whatnot. This has funded. It will end, like I said, August 1st. The baseline pledge is $43. And what that gets you is some exclusive artwork, some music that CMAC that you can, when you're playing your own Blood on the Clock Tower game, to have playing. It also gets you an exclusive episode that's not going to be published out on the internet. And you can back it all the way to, I think, like 2000, where you get to play a physical game with them, whatnot. Well, not physical. You get to play a Zoom game with them.
Yeah.
But that's No Rules Bar Blood on the Clock Tower. Ends August 1st. Has funded. But it's just one of those things I think will help the community along to show off gameplay.
Okay. So my next project is again on Kickstarter. My first one did fund.
Okay.
Copperdale did fund. This is called Aquarium.
Okay.
And it's Robert, I believe, Cromble. This is the first created game from them.
Okay.
They're a little over halfway to funding, and this is a game where you're fish in a fish tank and you're trying to survive. Basically, you have to survive because there are 4 ways to die in this game. You can starve to death, you can get sick, you can be stressed to death, or struck to death, because one of the things, there is a cat paw that I guess comes in and bats the fish.
Yeah.
I think it looks interesting. It says it takes about 40 minutes to play. Again, this is the first creative project. I think it does look like that. But you know what? I think this is what crowdfunding is for.
Yeah.
Is this type of game.
Where it's not pre-orders for the newest Zombicide. Because Simon doesn't need to be like, I don't know if this game ever coming out is going to be fun.
Yeah. They do have... I find puns funny. The video for this was very punny.
It was a little too punny.
So they don't have stretch goals. They have swim goals. Unfortunately, they haven't reached any of those yet. Man, I do hope this one funds. Again, I just think this is what crowdfunding is for, is games like this. I know our little channel isn't going to push something like this over the top, but...
See, these are the kind of people you need to contact so we can give them whatever our seal of approval is.
Yep.
This is our king-size game or something.
Yeah. But, again, check this game out. It is Good Soil Games.
Okay.
I've actually not heard of them. But I will have to look them up. Again, it's $30, I believe. Plays in 40 minutes roughly. There was an early bird for $25. Yeah, $30 get you a copy of Aquarium. $85 gets you a signed copy of the game.
$105 gets you a deluxe one where it's an actual aquarium with fish.
$4.99 gets you the prototype. And they had one for $300 where you could name the cat. But apparently the early bird special is still going on for $25. So
not bad.
Not bad at all. Again, that's Aquarium. Check it out.
My last crowdfunding on here is going to get a rant from me. An angry rant, as it were, because this falls in the same line as DC Deck Builder was a couple months ago. I believe it was now.
With the big box?
Yeah.
Is this Star Realms?
No, this is Western Legend Mountain Range. It ends October. It ends August 11th. It has funded.
Well, of course it has.
But the thing that makes me mad about this project is Western Legend. I believe they've ended all their expansions and whatnot because they did a big box thing a couple months ago that fit everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. You know, if you like Western Legend, it breaks things down so the game's easy to play. Fantastic. Good for them. I'm always about big boxes, you know, as long as they're reasonable and a game needs them. Once you have a big box, I think that's when you know you're done making things for the game because everything's thought out.
No.
Well, something like this comes along afterwards. They're like, okay, you spent, like, the big box is like a couple $100s because empty boxes always are.
Yeah.
For some reason. You know, they came out with this big box earlier this year. It came out in, like, May. So they're like, oh, now you can fit all your stuff in. And then, you know, halfway through the summer, a couple months later, they're just kidding. We just created something else that will not fit in this big box you just bought. But looks so awesome. It makes the game better. You'll want to buy it.
Yeah.
So
this goes to my thing where that guy for Marvel Legendary went and bought that, like, chest at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, one of those.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do.
You just make your own at this point. Because
look, War Gamers just like bring their stuff in totes.
Yeah, which is ridiculous expensive as their stuff is.
I mean, because they've got like terrain and all that. You're carrying a tote.
I mean, I guess I should explain what this is. This isn't a game.
Well, no, it's a thing to hold the poker chips and cards.
Yeah, it looks like a mountain.
Yeah,
and you set it on your table and it holds all your stuff.
Yeah.
The prices are $30 for the. If you don't have the upgrade components, like if you just have the little cardboard chips, or $95 if you have the upgrade components that fit the poker chips and whatnot. And it looks awesome. It comes with like a little terrain that you put on your board.
At this point, couldn't you just 3D print your own?
What, terrain and whatnot? You could, but then you're having to file down the print points and whatnot. I mean, I guess you could, and then you can make it your own unique thing, but $95 isn't too bad. Like I said, the only problem I have with this is the big box came out like 2 months ago. So you know they had to have this in the works before that.
Yeah.
So either have this be part of the big box expansion to justify, the $200.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to.
Yeah. Or, they could have been like, oh, there's room in this big box for more things to come. But no, they're like, yeah, we made this thing you spent $200 on obsolete. Join us next year when we come out with the bigger box expansion, which, by the way, will just be a box that fits your big box in it, plus this mountain terrain. That's why I want to have a big box Kickstarter or a fundraising thing, where they keep making bigger boxes that you just put your previous big box in it, and then it fits the other stuff, and then you put that bigger box into a bigger box. It's just boxes and boxes. But, if you like Great Western Legend, and this is your game, I would suggest funding it. Because, A, it makes your game look cooler.
Yeah.
It makes the thing, because it solves the problems about where to put things on your table.
Yeah.
It's all nicely there.
Yeah.
It does make it thematic more.
Yeah.
But also be angry. Do not let your anger subside. Let them know that they'll take your money, but you're not happy about it.
Yep.
Take my money, but remember, I'm angry. Create more, and I'll still be angry and buy it.
And I'll still buy it.
Yeah. It's a horrible addiction, board games.
All right. And so my third one, I actually changed on the fly here.
Okay. To something angry like me?
No. Well, you might be angry about it.
I'm enraged.
So I was going to do one on GameFound called Forest Trails. Take a look. I do so many roll rights and flipping rights and things. I actually don't believe that one's going to fund, but go check it out and support it. This one was on my short list.
Yeah.
It's Meeple Soap.
I did see that.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
So it's handmade Meeple Soap with 8 choices of scent, and each have 7 dice in it. Again, because who wants to be, scrubbing, and then all of a sudden that D4 starts, poking you.
Yeah, that's what happens. You step out in the shower, you're like, son of a. Now I want the smells of these meeples to just be games.
Well, so here are the fragrance. Enchantment, which is a rich, sweet, fruity floral fragrance. Ice Pixie, which is a sweet, fruity with notes of bubblegum.
I was really hoping all of them were just going to be sweet, fruity. This one is also
so
sweet, fruity.
I do think that one looks cool. The Ice Pixie. It's blue. Melon.
Okay.
Which
smells like sweet fruit.
Sweet. Well, melon is a fruit.
Yeah, and it's sweet.
Sweet melon fragrance, bursting with a fresh scent of succulent melons.
Okay.
Raspberry slush.
Okay.
Which is a fragrance of iced berries, sugar, syrup, and vanilla.
Okay.
Joyous, which is fruity floral fragrance with notes of sparkling citrus, mandarin, and lemon, supported by a fruity green note of peach and a hint of warming black pepper. I don't like that sound at all.
What, black pepper? Black pepper's a great smell.
Lemon sherbet.
Smells like limes.
Yeah.
And sweet fruit.
Coconut.
Okay.
And those are the ones. There is stretch goals, which do black currant.
Okay.
So I believe they've reached that. Free mini wizard mini.
Ooh.
New scent Parma violet. I don't know. I think they've unlocked that. They've unlocked the wizard apprentice mini. They have not reached strawberry.
So how much are these soaps running you if you back them?
They are, you get 3 soaps for $26, 6 soaps for $48, 9 soaps for $66, 12 for $81. Again, if it's something to sit around, it's cool. It was purposeful. Once the soaps start like poking you in the eye because of the dice, then you're out.
That's how I use soap. It's like, let me just
Well, hey, who doesn't wash their face?
Not like this. Like, let me take this meeple hand, just jam it in my eye. I'm being poked by soap in the eye.
Is it something cool to sit around? Yeah. Would I spend the money? No. But since you were on a rant about one of yours,
Rants. I think that makes sense.
And have we received any Kickstarters in the past month?
We did. We received one. No, we received 2. We received Bunch and Shider's Rover.
Okay.
Which is just Rove. It's not Rover.
Yeah.
And then I forget who makes it, but they make Grove and Orchard.
Yeah.
Those just came in.
So, what Kickstarters have you received here in the past month? What are you backing? Are you looking at any of the ones that we backed? Tell us what we missed. Tell us what your favorite Kickstarters are right now, or actually just crowdfunding in general with GameFound. And there is a third one coming, and I still don't know the name of it.
It's the Ox people.
Something or other.
Ox Crowd, I think is what they are.
But like, subscribe, share, thumbs up.
Yep.
Ring the bell.
Watch more of our videos so the algorithm tells you to keep watching.
But again, with that, thanks for watching.
Stay sweet.